We fight how we train. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at one of Shakur Stevenson's most deadly and brutal techniques, the classic foot stomper technique. Look at Shakur Stevenson in the red headgear trying to get his lead hand, right? Meeting up with his opponent's lead hand and his foot on top of his opponent's foot. The reason he's trying to do this, he's trying to pin his opponent down. He's trying to get his foot on top of them. See how he can pin him down by stepping on the side of his foot, stealing a little body shot here. And again, he's going to continue to try to do this to his opponent here. This is one of the hardest things about fighting Shakur Stevenson because as soon as he gets his foot here on top of your foot, you can't get away and he can hit you, right? And it only has to be for a second. Now take a look at his opponent here. He's going to do the same thing to him. Shakur Stevenson's now going to start saying, hey, don't do that. That's my trick. I do that. And look at what a drastic impact it has on the fight and the sparring. And it's a trick that you've never even seen before. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at that and the impact that it had on the fight with this gentleman here, Yoshino. Okay, now again, take a look. We're going to find that first clip here. There's a lot of them getting on the line here. Boom. Here we go. So here you go. Shakur Stevenson getting on the line, and what does he do immediately? Stepping on his foot here. Okay, forcing him to kind of step around, trying to get on top of his foot. And actually, Yoshino is going to be doing some stuff like that himself. Boom. But take a look at it. Stepping on his foot here, allowing him to throw this shot. Okay. Again, this is a very, very, very high priority tactic from Shakur Stevenson. Again, going to be taking a step onto his foot. Look at him on the side of his foot here. Again, it's not completely on the toes, it's on the side of the foot. He can't get away, but he uses that to let him know whether or not it's safe for him to explode and throw his most powerful and vicious shot. Okay. Because he knows he has his opponent's foot pinned down. They can't go anywhere. Okay. And it's something that he does a lot in his fights. Now, Yoshino has to make a decision here. Once his foot gets stepped on, he has to decide, okay, am I going to stay here and interact with that rear hand that's going to be blasting me because Shakur has me pinned down, or do I have to move? And Shakur Stevenson can create this dilemma with his high guard, with his hands up, and he can force, because he has a superior position, he's the one stepping on the guy's foot, to move out of position, right? And he gets to be the one to control this and dictate when it's going to happen, when it's not. Now, it's funny because Yoshino's going to try to do something very similar here as he's coming forward. He's going to be trying to step, as we see here, on Shakur Stevenson's foot as well, just like in the last sequence. Look at him try to take a step on it again, and it actually winds up working out in Shakur Stevenson's favor. He's going to take that step, and Stevenson's going to move his foot as he's trying to get on top of it, and boom, boom, land some excellent shots. What a weird little mini game to have in your professional world title fight, right? Now, again, here he goes, measuring, getting his foot on top of Yoshino's foot, and Yoshino tries to move his foot. You can clearly see him trying to pull it and dig it out of there, trying to get out of there, and he can't. Shakur Stevenson playing footsie with his opponent here in a professional fight. And the reason that he does this is because Shakur Stevenson sucks. Okay, he's not very good at feinting. He's not very good at probing. Again, stepping on his foot to get a reaction. He doesn't have any head movement. So everything that he does in the ring is extremely, extremely dangerous. And he has to do it at his fastest, most crazy freak out pace. So he has to make sure it's going to be safe. Okay, again, testing the waters here. Just stepping on his foot just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit before he realizes he's going to start opening up and throwing combinations. And again, just a tiny bit, just on the side of his foot so he can't go anywhere, just so that it can help him measure him and land shots. And again, stepping on your opponent's foot is illegal. Again, look at him reaching for it, stepping with his stepping jab, specifically to step on his foot with that shot. And again, the other thing that we see right at the beginning of that film, that sparring here with Shakur Stevenson, his use of the quote unquote posting with the lead hand, right? Which again is also illegal. Again, Shakur Stevenson has to use these tactics to measure his opponents so that he can explode into the only thing that he does that's actually pretty good at a high level is just kind of being fast. Okay, he's not a power puncher. He doesn't feint and probe very well. We're gonna play this sparring video here. Once we get past this part, because again, his opponent beats him here. Shakur Stevenson doesn't have any good defense either. Again, his opponent lands a great body shot, and Shakur's defense in this video is to say, nope, nope, Nope. But he's walking around with his hands down, gets hit with some clean shots here. He's going to adjust his headgear like he does when every time he gets hit with a clean body shot. Again, has a very, very bad guard. These are all very common problems for Shakur Stevenson. Now, again, trying to post out with his lead hand right there. Is this legal? Is it? And then trying to get there. Again, still getting countered. This is, again, one of those moves that Artem is very, very, very good at. Now, again, this is another one of those things that Artem is very good at, jumping on the line 3-2, just throwing two punches together like that. And again, Shakur Stevenson's primary source of defense, just jump off the line and hope the guy doesn't get him. But Kevin Johnson gets him nearly every single time he jumps on the line and throws some punches. And again, Shakur Stevenson, we fight how we train. There's not going to be anything different here in his fight against Artem. When he's the guy coming forward, he's going to be looking to step on the guy's foot, shove him in the face with his hand, not really feint and probe. Again, Shakur Stevenson, is he feinting and probing? What was his defense there? Did he have any? He just allowed the guy to open up and beat him up. Gets countered there, eats a body shot, yells no. Gets countered there, eats a body shot, yells no. Gets countered there, eats a body shot and a headshot, yells nope, yells nope. And again, his defense here overall is amateur. It's not even good amateur, it's amateur. Shakur Stevenson just gets enough respect in the gym that if you want to come back and train with him, you're not allowed to beat him up, right? But anyway, we fight how we train, guys. This is how he fights, right? This is how he trains. That's his best move right there, trying to get on the line with a very, very quick 1-2 like motion, down, up into a 2. He did follow it up with a 3, which is like his second best move. But again, we fight how we train. This is something that Artem is going to need to be very wary of, is getting his foot stepped on, because as we saw with Yoshino, even though Yoshino's not really a player, he noticed it, was able to make an adjustment. However, it was an adjustment that Shakur Stevenson has seen before, because this is the game that he plays in his sparring. This is the game that he plays in his fights. This is the game that he uses to trick people who've never fought him before. So if Artem can be mindful of it and Artem can see it coming, maybe he won't be so bewildered by it. Maybe he'll also be able to see the punches coming from Shakur when his foot does get stepped on.